PFL playoffs continue at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. It is the last of 3 straight weeks of semifinal action. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture beside the PFL Smart Cage, where the light heavyweights and the featherweights are set to square off in a win-or-go-home scenario. For the winners, the hopes for $1 million PFL championship stay alive. For the losers, you gotta wait until next season. Here's a look at our light heavyweight bracket. Antonio Carlos Jr., Emiliano Sorti. That's a great matchup. Classic because it's a grappler versus a striker, but also classic because it's Brazil versus Argentina, and that rivalry runs deep. You know that if you're a soccer fan. Cesar Mutantchi Fajera and Martin Hamlet. You will not see 2 more impressive physical specimens in the 205-pound weight class. That's our 2-3 matchup. How about the featherweights? Brendan Loch and Mavlid Haibulayev square off in our main event. And this is 2 big-time finishers looking to take their place at the top of the featherweight division. On the other side of the bracket, a couple of American wrestlers who do not like each other one bit. They told us at the press conference when wrestlers square off, it usually ends up being a striking battle. I'm kind of hoping for that, if I'm being honest. Randy, let's talk about the main event. Brendan Loughnane, Mavlid Haibulayev, 1 versus 4. Both of these guys have the talent, the skill to finish fights.
Absolutely. Both these guys are explosive strikers. You do not want to go to the bathroom for this one because it could end up at any moment in this fight, and that's what makes it exciting.
Let's talk about Mavlid specifically. The killer, they call him, representing that Dagestani contingent, and it's really hard to impress people in that camp, but he has impressed everybody, including his own training partner.
Yeah, when you get a nickname called the killer from a bunch of Dagestanis, you're pretty bad dudes. This guy trains with Habib Nurmagomedov, and his father, his late father, he wants to honor him in his performance here, making a championship run. Here, the fastest knockout in PFL history, the flying knee in 10 seconds. As good a grappler as this guy is, he is not afraid to throw down, let his hands go, let his knees and feet go. He's a very, very good striker. Here he is with Lance Palmer, our 2-time champ, whom he beat in the regular season this season. This guy is the real deal. He's going to be a handful for anybody.
A totally complete mixed martial artist, Mavlid Haibulayev. And if you're going to beat Brendan Loughnane, you have to be a complete mixed martial artist because the Brit, the brash, outspoken, charismatic fella, well, he's got the skills to back it up.
He does. He's a sniper. He's got great hands, uses his footwork and his distance, his angles very, very well. But he also claims he's underrated in the wrestling department. Nobody's tested that yet. Maybe he gets tested in this semifinal matchup for sure against Haibulayev. We'll see. But this guy is ridiculous with his striking. Here's against Diamond. He said he learned a lot in this fight, and we're going to see him be a lot more disciplined and a little less reckless in this semifinal. I'm excited to see this matchup.
That's just one half of the featherweight bracket. Of course, we have the Chris Wade-Bubba Jenkins match to look forward to as well. But I'm partial to the light heavyweight division. I'm the season 1 champ. Randy fought a couple of times at light heavyweight too. Not a big deal, all right? Let's talk about Emiliano Sorti because this guy in 2019, you already mentioned it, he was as dominant as any fighter in any league we've ever seen. 5 finishes in 5 fights, 4 in the first round. This season, it hasn't come quite as easy for Sorti.
Yeah, I mean, he was near perfect in 2019, nearly a perfect season. Sorti struggled this season with COVID, recovered from that. Then he had staph infection. But so it's been a grind. He's had to dig deep in every single fight this season. Here he is in his championship fight in 2019. Amazing striker. Not bad on the ground either, but he has done it all with his hands so far. And even struggling, he's still impressive, and I think he's learned a lot about himself, having to push through that adversity.
He promised a return to form that's kind of in keeping with the highlights you just saw, and he might need it to get past Antonio Carlos Jr., who spent a long time battling with himself to get down to middleweight in his career. He decided to come up to 205, and the results speak for themselves as he's here in a semifinal.
Absolutely. Here's a black belt world champion in jiu-jitsu. This guy's amazing on the ground, but he's not afraid to let his hands go. He's heavy-handed naturally. Here's a great transition. Nice head outside single leg. He'll get right to those transitions, get you on the ground. He's a great submission guy here. Is with the guillotine. Locks it in, puts those hooks in, stays in position. That's a tenacious grappler right there. And again, not afraid to go nose to nose with anybody, which is how this matchup may end up. Who knows? I'm excited about this one as well.
On the other half of the bracket, Mutantchi, Cesar Fajera versus Martin Hamlet, two guys who cashed in on big finishes in their first regular season fights, but didn't have great success in their second regular season. So a couple of guys looking to bounce back and keep their hopes at a championship alive. That's our playoff scenario at featherweight and light heavyweight. But the night starts on ESPN Plus beginning at 6:30 Eastern Time. Shayman Reyes is back against Lazar Stojadinovic in a featured featherweight bout. And how about Chris Camozzi, Corey Hendricks? These are two light heavyweights who have wins over playoff fighters in the 205-pound division. That's a near pickup in another light heavyweight bout. Promises to be a fun one. The main card starts at 10 Eastern. It's win or go home for these 8 fighters. 2 featherweight matchups, 2 incredible light heavyweight matchups, and a lot of love for the blue corner in the betting odds, as you can see there. If you are a bettor, make sure you tune in at 6 Eastern on Friday for our DraftKings pre-fight show, where Jonathan Coachman and Ian Parker give us the best picks for the night. I'm going to be there. Randy Couture is going to be there. The Smart Cage plays host to incredible playoff action. You should be there too.
I'm excited to call some fights with my old buddy Chael Sonnen, who's filling in for Kenny Florian this show. So that should be some fun as well.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen's going to be here. Why are you not going to be here? Join us on Friday night. Playoffs in the PFL.